of HR and said, can't we be people? I belong to the era where we were personnel. Personnel से हम मेरा ख्याल कहीं और गए, उसके बाद हम HR पे आ गए, फिर हम talent पे आ गए, फिर हम talent लेते नहीं हैं, हम acquire करते हैं. बहुत सारी चीजें हमें कही गई, लेकिन इंसान नहीं कहा गया, people नहीं कहा गया. What is wrong with people? I want to know. So, by the way, I'm a bit of a contrarian. I'm one of those people who at my age likes to वो तीली लगाने वाली चीज नहीं होती कि tell me this, कि ये क्यों नहीं हो सकता. The other thing is I've actually been fired from a job once in my life because they said I think too big. I think of scale and you can't come. So what it was basically, Samina, you're thinking here. You need to come down here to match the rest of the organization. And I said, okay, I'll try in the meantime. Then they said, thank you. तो ये तो होना नहीं, आगे चलें. The 3 or 4 things that I have to work on with you in the next 5 minutes, not entrepreneurship as much, but disruption, people, and the little bit I've been given on AI that I have to do. तो मैं अपना phone अभी रख आई हूँ. ChatGPT is my best friend right now. By the way, ये सारी slides का जो sequence है, ये सारा ChatGPT ने लिखा है, मैंने कुछ नहीं किया. It is true. But very soon, once you're using AI for a long time, and if you've been a data analyst and a data science person like me, I'm a bit of a statistician. I love numbers. So pretty soon you realize कि ये ChatGPT को तो कुछ आता नहीं है यार. 2021 से बाद में उसके पास डेटा है, पहले का उसे पता ही नहीं कि दुनिया आबाद थी, नहीं थी, बर्बाद थी, तो वो बड़ा लिमिटेड सा हमें व्यू देता है. No need to be afraid of it basically. So the point here in the title I was given was कि how are we going to prepare ourselves? So let me tell you, we take ourselves much too seriously. We start with electricity. How long do you think it took electricity to take hold as a commercial venture in the world? Take a guess. Absolutely. Learned person here. Thank you. About 50 years for 60% of the US to get electrified. Fast forward, let's go to computer or internet. Let's go to internet. How long do you think it took? By the way, chaos के अंदर order भी है का एक अलामत ये है कि ARPANET was developed by the Department of Defense in USA. तो बड़ी टेक्नोलॉजीज आपको वॉर में से मिलेंगी, chaos में से निकलता है value, ठीक है? And I've been a salesperson all my life and I've been told, listen, chaos is good for you. If there were no chaos, what would you sell? तो chaos हो अल्लाह करे और उसके बाद आप आए वहाँ पे, knight in shining armor to come and fix it. So that's basically the thought behind sales. Anyway, internet took maybe 10 years since ARPANET to get to the point where we started to really commercialize it and use it. Down fast forward, let's say mobile phones and then smartphones, 3 years, 2 years. Let's go to AI. How long has it taken? Days, 1 day, 100 million. Even Imran Khan's TikTok यार, एक दिन के अंदर 100 million उसके पास कोई वो हो गए और कितने 300,000 कोई connections हो गए और 300 million के करीब कुछ उसकी जो टी-शर्ट गंदी सी थी वो भी बिक गई है पूरे शहर में से. So I like what I'm trying to say is you're taking yourself too seriously when you think कि इतनी सारी disruptions हुई और आप जिंदा हैं, है ना? हम भी जिंदा हैं. It's not just about technology or disruption. It is disruption diffusion theory. What is that? Anybody guess? Innovation diffusion theory. What it is that actually the innovation matters less. How quickly it gets adopted is where it matters. So innovation plus speed of adoption is what it's about. So if you go to electricity, you didn't think it was such a disruptor because it took forever to do. हमारे यहाँ तो अभी भी नहीं हुआ 100%. तो but because now AI has taken one day, it has fascinated us कि ये तो पता नहीं कोई तोप चीज आ गई है तो हम मर जाएंगे इसके साथ. पहले तो नहीं मरे आप, ऑटोनोमस कार से भी नहीं मरे, इंटरनेट से भी नहीं मरे, कभी नहीं सुना कि कोई HR के हाथों मर गया या शायद कहीं से मरा, शायद हो कुछ. Okay, so where I am taking you with this now is you can do all of the things on one side, creative decision making, whatever, or collective decision making. I can't see from here very well. I want to take you to the side of where real disruptive HR is happening. Real disruption for people is happening. And I put some logos down there. So I'll be selective on what I talk about. I won't go into every detail. Netflix तो हम सब जानते हैं, we live off of it and it was our savior in COVID, right? कि नहीं घर सब कुछ बंद करते हैं, हमारे पास तो घर में Netflix भी है, कनेक्शन भी है, खाना पीना भी हम फ्रिज में रख देते हैं, तो हम तो बच जाएंगे. ये हमने ना सोचा, बेचारा जो बाहर दिहाड़ीदार बैठा है वो क्या करेगा, right? But Netflix changed the order of things, major disruptor as an OTT platform, as an over-the-top platforms. Do you know, by the way, a bit of trivia? Does anybody know who Frank Underwood is?
House of Cards.
House of Cards. Do you know Frank Underwood's character was built based upon analytics? They went around asking everybody in market research and everybody came up with, this is the way we think of the President of the United States. ये वो अपने President के बारे में सोचते हैं. He was created out of an algorithm developed in AI was there already, by the way. It's been around for 10 plus years. If you look at Semco, the most interesting case is Semco Group in Brazil. Look it up. By the way, anybody wants to take out their phone and Google stuff or ChatGPT, go ahead. Semco has the most alternative paradigm shift in HR practices. Number one, they don't call anybody HR. They call us people. That's what we are. Collective decision making, not having titles, working in a circle rather than a hierarchy. Most importantly, you decide what your salary should be. You don't like this department, they will say go to the next one. वो अच्छा लगा है, कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं लगा तो घर जाओ भाई, लेकिन कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा लग जाए तो वहाँ पे टिक जाओ, काम करो. Many other things that there's a case study by Harvard University on Semco. You must read it. It's the classic story of where real transformation and real disruption is being done in the people management space. I want to talk to you a little bit about, and we haven't even got to AI yet, I'll tell you some stories on it. Celebrate the democratization of power. This is my most favorite subject, Web 3.0. Does anybody understand what democratization of power is? अपने आप के बारे में सोचिए. आप जब एक बिल पे करने जाते थे तो किधर से क्या करते थे? Any volunteers tell me the story? लाइन में लगते थे. अगर आप लेडीज हैं तो शायद आगे करते हैं आप, राइट? अगर आपके पास कोई कंप्लेंट थी तो कहाँ जाते थे? सर पकड़ के मारते थे क्योंकि कोई जाने की जगह नहीं थी, राइट? Then one day social media came along, and what happened? You tweeted. You said, you bloody fool, you didn't fix my thing, my bill. I'm not going to do business with you anymore. And then people would respond. Somebody like Habib Bank Limited would actually call me and say, ma'am, आप tweet ना किया करें, गड़बड़ हो जाती है. मैंने कहा नहीं, मुझे तो कोई follow ही नहीं करता. You know, तो they said, आपको नहीं पता कौन लोग आके पूछते कि समीना मैडम ने ट्वीट किया, आपने देखा क्या कहा था. So social media came along and you were able to communicate. You didn't have to go anywhere. You could tell them, you could call them out, you could, name and shame, right? And things, Nadra will respond very quickly. Emirates Airlines and supports answers you very quickly. What has happened? Do you understand what has happened? The government was in power and now suddenly it's not. You are empowered. So you're at equal terms, right? पहले वो powerful थे, आप नहीं थे, आप उनसे नीचे थे. अब आप टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से ऊपर चले गए हैं. Democratization of power has happened, right? All because all of us have a voice now. We are equal, right? There's a dozen stories you can tell, hundreds of stories you can tell about how social media or the connectivity allowed you has put you at equal terms with the erstwhile powerful groups and mafias of the world over the years, right? This has come out of technology. Again, the point being, why are you so worried about AI and how people are going to be managing AI? It's not how to change people, it is about how to utilize the technology. Let me give you another example of a thought that I have had, being a contrarian as I am. हर चीज में जाके कोई उसकी और definition बना देंगे और फिर चुप करके चलो नहीं जाना है, ये नहीं कि कोई solution आगे से दो, right? So for example, women, I always think कि पाकिस्तान में 75 सालों से हम क्या करें? Women empowerment, right? What empowerment? I mean, has any major empowerment happened? Sure, some of it has, but not much. My thought is that we've taken a centuries-old model which was developed for men by default. ठीक है? कि वो golf है, उसमें executive dining room है, फिर उसमें cigarette smoking के लिए बाहर जाते हैं सब मर्द, एक जगह खड़े हो जाते हैं, वहाँ पे उनकी socializing होती है. मतलब इन सब सर्कल से हम लोग बाहर. तो एक मॉडल था जो मर्दों का था और आपने उसको बिल्कुल वैसे ही औरतों को पेश कर दिया. ये ले लो, एक मॉडल है हमारा. वो मेरे लिए इनहेरेंटली काम नहीं करता. I am not made like a man, right? So why could you not come up with a new model? Somebody said, I think Alia said, think out of the box. I'd go a step further. I said, there's no bloody box. There's no box. Just see what you can do. And therein lies the excellence of the learning processes under things like blue ocean, green field, red ocean. So blue ocean, what do you think Starbucks sells? Is there anybody here who hasn't experienced Starbucks? Second cup. Lucky you, don't buy coffee. It's horrible coffee and very expensive. But what do you think the likes of, you talked about second cup, coffee bean and tea leaf, Starbucks, what do they sell? What are they selling? Coffee?
Yes.
They're not selling coffee. Nobody's buying their coffee by, they're buying, but why are they buying? They're not buying because there's Starbucks coffee and it's great. Peeps is much better than Starbucks. They're selling an experience. This has been a blue ocean strategy. Nobody ever did that before. That they were saying they're selling coffee, but they're actually selling an experience against which people like me will go sit and buy a cup of coffee. I hate their coffee, but I buy it because I want to sit there at a Starbucks and work all day. उसके बाद empathy आ जाती है कि they are dignified about the labor that you are conducting. So we, for example, there are many such examples we can go over. We at CalmKaaj, we have a small startup. Two of my colleagues are sitting here. But we aspire to become a completely alternatively managed organization. Number one, dignity of labor, right? So let me say one thing here. And I bring it to the management or operational people who set up today. Thank you very much for doing a great job. Maya Angelou, एक American writer हैं. उन्होंने कहा, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. People will never forget how you made them feel. So next time, I take off on the point of view of empathy. Next time, if you plan to put the senior people in a conference room, don't. We would like to interact with the younger lot. We learn from them. यानी वो जो बात है जवानों को पीरों का उस्ताद कर, वो बड़ी real है. आप लोग मुझसे ज़्यादा जानते हैं. I'd like to be amongst you. I don't want to be sitting in a conference room. उससे आप पहली गलत चीज़ कर रहे हैं वो ये कि एक humiliation सी हो जाती है एक group को दूसरे के बारे में और एक vice versa. तो इस चीज़ को हम यहाँ से transform करना शुरू करें ना, यहाँ से disruption create करें. We don't take those practices to the next level, staying within the box, right? ये ज़रूरी है. दूसरी चीज़, lovely mementos. I've stopped taking mementos, and I've told people कि आप मुझे plant दे सकते हैं किसके बदले में, या बीज दे दें, कुछ दे दें, मैं खरीद तो खुद भी सकती हूँ, पर आपकी शील्ड की जगह में अच्छा हो. This is not necessary. That could help the planet. Maybe you'd like to do that. So AI को, by the way, किसी को भी मेरे चैट GPT नोट्स अगर चाहिए, आई एम हैप्पी टू शेयर विद। सारी प्रेजेंटेशन उन्होंने बनाई है, मैंने खाली तस्वीरें लगाई हैं और वो तस्वीरें भी इंशाल्लाह अगली दफ़ा AI मुझे बना कर देगा।